Hello, everybody. Thank God it's Sunday and let's talk marriage. Welcome to GH Gospel Radio. It's always a pleasure to have you. And tonight's topic is pretty interesting. We all know that Valentine's Day just passed like 2 weeks ago, right? And there have been comments and discussions going on back and forth. So we're like, why not? Why don't we jump on it, share our views, and possibly have a discussion? And I'm not going to have a discussion if I'm by myself, right? Or I'll just discuss for both sides. Who knows? Something may come out of it. But if you're here, you join us, please try and join in the discussion. Put your questions, put your views. Let's talk about Valentine's Day because it's seemingly a big deal to some people, but on the other hand, it's not a big deal to some people. Some people are angry that it's not a big deal to some people. So who is right? Who is wrong? Where do we draw the line? What is the middle place? So let's talk marriage, Valentine's Day, the aftermath, the things that came up after Valentine's Day. So let's start off with those who celebrated Valentine's Day. They went all out, they bought gifts for each other, they planned special activities for each other. Let's find out why they did what they did. And we're talking about aftermath. So a lot of these things already happened. We are just reporting the news, right? Okay. So those who really went all out to celebrate, some of their reasons were that love is great and any time is a good time to celebrate love. So whether Valentine's Day, whether any other day, anytime there's an excuse to celebrate love, it's as if they are just waiting. Any excuse they can have to celebrate their love, they will. That is why they did not let the Valentine's Day pass them by. And probably they went all out. They sat down and planned. They put money and effort into it and they made it work because for them, any day is a good day to celebrate their love. Valentine's Day is no exception. So they went ahead and celebrated. Another reason why some people also celebrated was that it's relatively easy to find lovely things for their partners on Valentine's Day. Because let's not kid ourselves, there's a huge commercial component to Valentine's Day. So they import all kinds of things. They make all kinds of packages available wherever you pass. There's something nice that you could get your spouse. So around Valentine's Day, you don't have to put in so much effort to get something nice for your spouse if you want to celebrate. So why not take the opportunity to use that time to express your love to your partner? And some people even actually start doing things just for Valentine's Day and they go away once the day is over. So for many people, the fact that it's relatively easy to find lovely, lovely packages for their spouses, that alone is enough reason to choose to celebrate their love on that day. Of course, all year is a good time to celebrate love, but Valentine's Day makes it easier, relatively easier, right? As compared to you planning everything by yourself and you providing everything for yourself. All the shops are trying to help you. They stand to make a little profit. So they try to make your life easier. Vacation resorts, whatever you are into, people try to make packages just to help you out and make you look good to your spouse or to win you points to your spouse. So Valentine's Day is a great day. And another reason for those who celebrated is that some people are bad at remembering occasions, right? Some people are bad at remembering dates. But when it's Valentine's Day, all you need to do is get out of your house and you will remember. There'll be posters everywhere. There'll be reminders. People will be advertising stuff. So it's very, very, very difficult to forget Valentine's Day. You would know is Valentine's Day. So if you're a forgetful person, Valentine's Day is for you. Maybe all year round, you've forgotten to do something nice for your partner, or you've forgotten to show your partner love. But for Valentine's Day, because they are reminding you everywhere, because you are seeing hearts everywhere, the shops are displaying things everywhere, there's no way to forget. So why not take advantage and celebrate your love? So good reminders help people celebrate Valentine's Day. The last reason I found that people used for celebrating Valentine's Day is that it's a tradition they've adopted. There are many people that since elementary school, they've been celebrating Valentine's Day. It has become part of their culture. In fact, it feels weird not to celebrate it. It's actually expected. It's like, why wouldn't I celebrate Valentine's Day? It's part of my life. Me and my partner, we celebrate. I and my partner, we celebrate. It's something that is part of our calendar. So, rain or shine, we will celebrate. So, let's look at the other side. We just said that people celebrated Valentine's Day. Those who went all out, the reasons that they gave is that it's good to celebrate love. So any time is a good time, including Valentine's Day. The other reason is that it's easy to find great packages on Valentine's Day. So it's a perfect time to celebrate love. The third reason is that people who easily forget, they have big reminders for Valentine's Day. So it's a good opportunity if you've been forgetting. That's your reminder right there to do something, and they take advantage of the reminder to surprise their partners on Valentine's Day. And the fourth reason is that it's a tradition for some people. Since elementary school, every year they celebrate. So it's even become part and parcel. It's expected. It's become part of their tradition for the couple. So there's it's not a question as to whether they would even celebrate. They have to. It's part of them. They will anyway. It's their tradition. So let's look on the other side. Those who did not celebrate Valentine's Day, those who did not participate, who did not do anything for their spouses. What are some of the reasons that they give? The first reason that they gave was that they have, for the married couples, many of them said they have other days that they celebrate their love. Most of them cited their marriage anniversary, and they decided they would rather put time and effort to making their marriage anniversary special instead of joining in with everybody else on Valentine's Day. And in fact, it looked to them like it's something for people who are dating. They don't have any other anniversaries and they're trying to prove their love to each other. So they should rather take advantage of Valentine's Day. But for them, they have their marriage anniversaries to celebrate. So they would rather not celebrate Valentine's Day. That is one of the reasons that those who do not celebrate Valentine's Day give. Another reason those who do not celebrate Valentine's Day gave was that Valentine's Day has become so commercialized, so it loses meaning for them. When they try to participate, it feels like this is just about marketing, this is just about money, and they cannot find a meaningful way to actually express their love on Valentine's Day. So they would rather take it to some other time of the year, and not be like, oh, we are all joining in a big circus, everybody's celebrating whether they want to or not, because they want it to be more special. They want it to be more unique to them. So they would rather not have an all in one Valentine's Day. They would rather have a separate special day that the two of them can acknowledge and enjoy. That was their reason. Another reason that those who do not celebrate gave was that it is not their culture, it is not their tradition. Chocolate and flowers don't do much for them. And actually going out on Valentine's Day to do something It's not something that they just like. So they would rather not celebrate Valentine's Day. They would rather celebrate something that has more meaning for them. I didn't say it. That's what they told me. So all in all, their main reasons were that they have other dates that they celebrate their love, and that it's too commercial. It doesn't feel meaningful for them. It feels like everybody's jumping in. It's not intimate enough. And then also, it's not their culture. They really don't get the whole concept of Valentine's Day. They would rather have their own way of celebrating their love. They are not into chocolate and flowers. They are not into spas and weekends away. They would rather celebrate their love in their own sweet way. So we've looked at both sides. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So now that we've seen the two sides, let's just put our own spin on it. You see, as adults, there is no wrong or right way to celebrate your love. Nobody can decide for you how you should express your love to your partner. But what is most important is that whatever you choose, you are right. Why? Because you are an adult. You get to choose. If Valentine's Day is for you, great, perfect. If Valentine's Day is not for you, it's not a big deal. In fact, it goes without saying, right? But sometimes it's just nice to remind each other that, hey, it is what it is. You're adults. You get to choose what you like. So it's unfair for anybody to think that because you do not celebrate Valentine's Day, you don't love your partner or you did something wrong. No, it's just a choice. If you don't celebrate it, you don't celebrate it. No big deal. Let's all move on. Another thing too is that whatever you decide to do on Valentine's Day, I hope you're doing it together. Let's look at a scenario where one partner would like to celebrate Valentine's Day, but the other partner does not want to. Maybe one of them is coming from a family where Valentine's Day is a tradition, is their culture, or they themselves would like to celebrate Valentine's Day. And then they are married to somebody who doesn't think it's important, who does not want to celebrate Valentine's Day. How do this couple move forward? How do these married partners go forward without having a standoff, without one person's feelings being hurt, without one person feeling unloved? So here's where compromise comes in. You have to be able to decide that we as a couple, are we going to celebrate or not? You can't just assume that since you don't like to celebrate Valentine's Day, your partner doesn't like to celebrate it. So that is it. Everybody should move on. If you keep doing that over time, there's going to be a lot of resentment building up on the side of the person or the partner who would really love to celebrate. And if the person who wants to celebrate is also imposing on the other partner who doesn't want to celebrate, it's going to bring issues. So the best thing to do is that you sit down and then you compromise. Maybe one person can give in if it's possible. If you think Valentine's Day is such a big deal for your partner that if you don't celebrate along with them, it would really hurt their feelings. It is better that you do it for them. If you can. Or you could try the other approach of trying to convince them that you really don't see the need for it and that you would be more comfortable celebrating on other days or in other ways in that both of you can agree on. If you're able to come to a consensus on that, that is great as well. So whichever what you decide, Mr. Biney, I am so happy you are here. I've been waiting for you. Hey, Sister Elsie, I miss you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, today I'm waiting for questions. I hope you've heard enough. And in a few minutes, I'll just recap so that we know where we are and then we can ask more questions. Yeah, so we are saying that if you have a partner who would love to celebrate Valentine's Day, it is just unfair for you to decide that you don't care about Valentine's Day and therefore you're not going to celebrate. It is always better that you sit down and find out how important is Valentine's Day to your partner. If it's that important that it will take you so much effort to convince them to let it go, I think it's so much easier for you to give in. Just celebrate it for them. It's a sacrifice for love. You are happy when the one that you love is happy. So if they are bent on celebrating Valentine's Day and you are not on board, whichever way, celebrate it for them if you can. Sacrifice for them, make them happy. Or you could come to a compromise. Okay, I don't like Valentine's Day. You like it. I will buy you a gift. You don't need to buy me a gift. Next time we can celebrate. You can celebrate me in another way. Whatever works for you. But one thing you should not do is decide that whether your partner likes it or not. You have taken a stand as to whether you like it or you don't like it and you are working with it. That is not a show of love at all. You should both be able to come to a consensus. Are we celebrating or we are not? If you both decide we are celebrating, go ahead and celebrate. Put effort into it. If you decide we are not celebrating, great. But make sure that it's not one person deciding or one person imposing their wants and wishes on the other person. Because when that happens, with time, it's only going to build resentment. Imagine somebody who loves to celebrate Valentine's Day and the partner just doesn't care. They go to work and they see their colleagues getting gifts or something. Sometimes we feel like we are too old for such things, but we're all human. We have feelings. In your heart, you may think you don't care, but later on that day, you may be acting weird at home. You may be unusually angry or you may be short tempered. Deep down, subconsciously, it's because you are angry about Valentine's Day. So it's important that both of you get on the same page. If it requires one person to cross over to the other person's side, do it for love. So whichever side you cross over to, make sure at the end of the day, both of you are in the same place as to whether we are celebrating or we are not celebrating. The third and deepest point I want to talk about Valentine's Day is that Valentine's Day should never be the only time to consider your love for each other, to consider celebrating your love for each other. Throughout the year, there should be times that you have celebrated your love. In fact, Valentine's Day comes in just because it's easy to remember. It's easier to find a gift or find like celebration ideas, and it's easier to participate because a lot of the work has been done for you. But Valentine's Day should never. Hello, Auntie Vivian. It's so nice to see you. You're welcome. Yes. So Valentine's Day should never be the only day that you celebrate your love. You should be celebrating your love in many other ways on many other days. Valentine's Day should just be the official Lovers Day, like the official celebration. But all through the year, both of you should have been showing or celebrating your love to each other in many other ways. There is nobody on this earth who doesn't like celebration or appreciation. It's true that everybody has a way that they want their celebration to be like. But no matter how they want it, it's a form of celebration. They may not want chocolate, they may not want flowers, but they could appreciate some cash. Just put some nice cash in some envelope and tell her, go spoil yourself, or tell him, buy yourself something nice. It's something. When you know somebody, you know what really makes them happy. So don't wait for Valentine's Day to celebrate your love. In fact, Before Valentine's Day come, your partner should know whether you love them or not. Some people will not show any love, will not celebrate their partners. They'll just wait, and then on Valentine's Day they'll go and buy a big gift, let's say a car, come and present to their partner. To be very honest, if you are gifting a car, even if you don't love your partner, that day alone, they will feel loved, even if it's for just one day. They'll feel loved because your gift is big, right? But the whole year through, that's where you prove your love. So Valentine's Day should just be like a small aspect of it, the icing on the cake. The little things that you do for your spouse should not only be on Valentine's Day. Sister Elsie says, is it okay to ask your partner why they don't celebrate Valentine's Day? It is definitely okay. In fact, when we were starting, we did say that some people don't celebrate because it's not their culture, or they feel like it's too commercial, so it's not intimate. And then people also said that, oh, they have other days that they celebrate their love, so they don't want to be bothered with Valentine's Day. But we just said that whether you celebrate it or not, that's not the question. Now you are married. Both of you should have one voice. You should be on one page as to whether you want to celebrate or not. And just as Sister Elsie is asking, if you want to be on one page, of course, you have to be able to ask your partner why they don't want to celebrate. Maybe if you find out their reason, you'll be more inclined to jump over to their side, and then both of you can decide that, okay, we don't want to celebrate because your reason is tangible, or your reason it's a good one, so let's not celebrate. But whichever way that you go, both of you should be on the same page. Valentine's Day should not come and then one of you is like, I celebrate, and the other person is like, I don't celebrate. As a couple, if you celebrate Valentine's Day, both of you should put energy into it. Both of you should put money and effort and celebrate it well. And as a couple, if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, it's okay that you don't expect anything from each other on that day, or that you have that understanding that Mr. and Mrs. Agradi, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. But of course, it's definitely okay to ask your partner why they don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And I hope your partner will be forthcoming in explaining why. And if there's room for you to convince them to come over to your side so that both of you can celebrate, that is also a good thing. But please don't leave your partner hanging on Valentine's Day. When the day is approaching, you should know, are we going to celebrate or not? And you see, if you missed it 1 year, don't worry, by the grace of God, there'll be many more years ahead of you. And so you can decide, maybe we missed it this year. What are we going to do next year? In fact, that would be a good opportunity to bring it out and talk about it. It's painful when you wished your partner would have bought you something or would have done something nice for you and they don't do anything. And it's painful when you're going all out to make your partner happy and they are like, no, we are not interested. We are not celebrating. So to avoid all the trouble, it's definitely okay to sit them down and ask. Number one, are we celebrating or we are not celebrating? If yes, good, let's go ahead. If no, why don't you want to celebrate? Maybe this and this and this. If both of you agree, why not? If it happens that one person wants to celebrate and the other person does not want to celebrate, it's good that you both talk about it. Okay, now let's compromise. What can I do to make it easier for you to celebrate? Or what can I do so that you will be okay not celebrating? As long as you communicate, at least, even if you don't like the answer that you get, at least on Valentine's Day, you know your fate. You wouldn't have any you know what to expect, so that you will not be disappointed. In any case, it's better to know that you are getting nothing than to sit down and wait the whole day and then nothing comes. That is why it's extremely important that you sit down and have that conversation. So, Sister Elsie, that's a very important question. It's definitely okay that you talk about it. And if you find that Valentine's Day is causing you stress, of course, you should talk about it. It also says, how do you help your partner to overcome a bitter experience he or she has had in the past on Valentine's Day? How do you help your partner overcome the experience? Oh, this is a good one. I think that first of all, your partner being able to talk about it with you is a very huge first step, because as is always said, a problem shared is a problem halved. So if they're able to share exactly what happened, then they are once they are even talking about it, that in itself is a little bit of help. And then again, when you find out exactly what happened, you'll be able to look at the situation in detail and be able to offer like alternative outcomes, right? Sometimes it'll be reassurance that, hey, that person saw you wrong, that person treated you badly. It doesn't have to be that way going forward. And I also think that your partner should also be willing that no matter what bad experience they've had, of course, there's nobody who has not had bad experiences, right? So if even if you've had a bad experience, you should be willing to put it in the past so that you can enjoy love with the person that you are with. It will be so unfair that you decide that because I had a bad experience on Valentine's Day, I don't want anything to do with Valentine's Day. But in fact, even if you decide that it's the name Valentine's Day that will bring you the bad memories. For somebody like you can choose not to celebrate with your partner, and your partner can help you by agreeing with you that, okay, in this house, Valentine's Day is not our thing because of what happened to my partner. But guess what? The rest of the year is ours to celebrate our love. We could focus on our marriage anniversary, or we could focus on any day we choose. But of course, every day throughout the year for the rest of our married life, we celebrate our love. So if you choose to just delete Valentine's Day from your calendar just because your partner had a bad experience and you want to save them that trauma of remembering, that will be perfect. And also having them being able to share with you, that will take off some of the pain. And sometimes if there are specific issues in what they shared with you, then you can go ahead and try to address those specific issues and reassure them that, hey, this is a different time, this is a different person. You're with me now, so you don't need to hold on to that. But if you decide to cancel Valentine's Day altogether because of a bad experience your partner had, that will be great on your part. And for somebody like you, or for somebody who's had a bad experience, canceling Valentine's Day is a very valid reason, because it's just a day. And to be honest, companies are just trying to make money. So they are pushing the agenda and trying to entice you with all kinds of things. So even if you choose to celebrate your love on another day, or to celebrate on other days, because hopefully you are not only celebrating on Valentine's Day. So if you choose to celebrate on other days, that's perfect. But whatever you decide, make sure your partner is on the same page as you. Don't leave them hanging, expecting a gift, and then you tell them, no, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. That's selfish. And that is not loving. So if there are not any more questions, oh, Mr. Nikwe says, how do you avoid unappreciated gifts, Mr. Nikwe? This is a very exciting question. Where do I even begin? Where do I start from? Okay, for people who are dating, if you want to make sure your gift will be accepted, go for the safe gifts. Just make sure you're getting the best ones. And the safe gift for Valentine's Day: perfume, chocolate, a bracelet, not a diamond bracelet because you may not be able to afford it. A bracelet, earrings, wine. Go for the safe one. Chocolate, flowers, earrings, bracelet. Yeah, for the men, you can get them bracelet. You can get them a watch. Something simple like a birthday gift or something, but not too expensive, right? But for the married couples, if you've been with somebody long enough, please do your homework well and put some thought into it. Because if you don't do your homework well, it's almost like an insult to receive a gift that you don't like. When you are given a gift, I hope you're trying to show how much you love the person and how much you know the person because you're trying to make them happy, right? So do your homework well. What do they like? Ask them questions all through the year. That's where communication comes in. Ask them questions all through the year. Or sometimes you can drop hints. Or once in a while, go shopping with them. See the things that they are checking twice or three times and looking at the price, as in they are interested in the thing, they want to get it. Or they could tell you, oh, I really like this. Or if you think all of that is too much work, call your wife, call your husband, be like, even you, what do you like? What are some of the things you like for Valentine's? You just tell me, I'll make a list. But you see, whatever you decide, put some thoughts behind it and put some effort behind it. Because even if what you got them is not exactly what you like, what they like, they probably would very much like the thought you put into it. So please put in the homework. If you think the homework is too much, just ask them. Just tell me, what are your top 10 Valentine gifts ideas or Valentine experiences? It doesn't always have to be a gift. It could even be a weekend getaway, a spa treatment, getting your nails done, getting your whichever. And it seems like I'm only talking for the women, right? But ask your partner, what do you like? Give me your 10 top gifts that you would like. You will be able to put thought into which of the 10 gifts you get or where you get them or which particular brand that you get. So if you want to avoid giving a gift that will not be appreciated, do your homework well. Ask questions. Drop hints. If you think it's getting too confusing, ask them up front. Hey, what are your 10 top Valentine's Day gifts that you'd like? Once you've asked them 1 year, at least for the following year, you don't have to come back and ask. You have 9 other things that you can buy from that list. And always make sure that you're communicating with your spouse. If they give you one list and you want to work with that one list for the rest of your life, it's not going to work. It means you're not thinking about them. Women especially love it when their partners have been thinking about them and want to show how much they love them. Men, they are not so into what you give them. Many men are not so much into what you give them. So getting them something decent from your heart. And as for women, we know our men, it's easier for us. But even with women, you can still go and ask your husband, hey, what are your top 10 Valentine's Day gifts? Give you a list of 10. You choose which one you're going to get. And then you put thought into the brand, the color, all the details. Make sure the details are nice. And there are some people who wait last minute. Valentine's Day, that's when they are going to shop for a gift. That is not very thoughtful. Please. It's not only about what you give. It's also about how you give it. So package it nicely. Auntie Vivian says, what about you want to go out and he doesn't like going anywhere? This one is hard. It's like the best thing to do is come to a compromise. You really, 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 really want to go out. He doesn't want to go anywhere. For me, I would bargain. I'll be like, you know what? I really want her to go out. I really want to go out on Valentine's Day. What can I do? Hello, Mami Nikwe, you are welcome. I'm waiting for your questions. So you can be like, I really want you to take me out on Valentine's Day. Will you please take me out? If he still insists that he doesn't want to go out, be like, okay, what can I do so that you will take me out? What is it that you've been wanting me to do for you for a long time that I haven't done? That if I do for you now, Valentine's Day, you take me out. It's good to bargain. Give me this, I'll give you that. There's nothing wrong with that. You get what you want, you get what you want. So you can try bargaining. Do this for me, please take me out. And what do you want me to do in return? Or just tell him, I need you to take me out. What can I do? That will make it easier for you to take me out. And if last nothing works, I think that you should also compromise and be like, okay, how can the both of us celebrate such that you will be happy and I will be happy? And if he decides we don't want to celebrate, I don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day at all, be like, hey, if you don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day, no problem. But of course, as for the love, we will celebrate. So as we are not celebrating Valentine's Day, which day are we celebrating? Tell me, so that on Valentine's Day, I can be reminiscing about the one to come so that I don't feel disappointed. But by all means, let me know that I really want you to take me out. That is what will make me happy. If there's anything that I can do to make it easier for you to take me out, please let me know. I will do it. If it's a particular dress you want me to wear, of course, it has to be reasonable. If it's reasonable, just do it. Maybe that would soften the other person to do what you really would love to do on Valentine's Day. I hope I've been able to help a little bit with that one. But please, men, if all your wife wants is for you to take them out and you don't like going out, love is about sacrificing for your partner to be happy. It doesn't mean that everything that they ask you will say yes to, but at least the things that you know that are important to them, that makes them feel loved, that you are able to do, don't withhold it from them. Mami Nikwe says, do women have to get upset when they do not get a gift? Well, we'll do a quick recap, right? We did say that as a married couple, right, you shouldn't wait for Valentine's Day to know whether you are getting a gift or not. It's important that you both sit down and decide. Number one, the Valentine's Day itself, are we celebrating or we are not celebrating? If you answer that question, then you know for sure whether you are getting a gift or you are not. And we also said that it shouldn't be one-sided. One person cannot say, I celebrate Val's Day, and the other person says, I don't celebrate. At the end of the day, you should be able to come to a consensus that because of this and this, we are celebrating or we are not celebrating. If you've been able to agree whether you are celebrating or not, it should not be a surprise on Valentine's Day. Even if you want to get upset on Valentine's Day, you cannot get upset. But in a way, when you've had no discussion, when the day just rolls by, if you are upset, you are upset. And being upset is not wrong. But that doesn't mean you have to take it out on your partner. And you specifically said, should women get upset? There's some key word there. In fact, most of the time, it's the women who like the gifts. Most of the time, the men don't care. I know a few men who would really love a present on Valentine's Day, but we are talking about the majority. So most of the time, if somebody is going to get upset, it's more likely to be the woman. So what we are saying is that you need to sit down and decide whether you are celebrating or you are not celebrating. And when you have that discussion, you'll be able to come to an understanding. Oh, okay, it's good to celebrate. Like, we are going to celebrate or we are not. And it's not like one person sits down to decide and impose it on the other person. I know the men who don't like gifts. When the subject of Valentine's Day comes up, they just brush it aside, or they act like it's not important, it's unnecessary. Why should I waste my time to get you a gift? Please, men, it doesn't work like that. The things that make the woman happy, it's important that you spend enough time to consider it, so that later on along the line, they will also spend time to consider the things that make you happy. The fact that you don't care for gifts does not mean your wife doesn't care for gifts. So please sit down and discuss. Don't use it as a cop out. I know men that get irritated when even you talk about gifts. They feel like it's a waste of time, it's unnecessary, it's this and that. Know your woman and sit down as adults and have a conversation. Are we going to celebrate? Yes. Both of you put time and energy into it and celebrate. Make sure every year you are celebrating. Are we going to celebrate? No. Okay, of course. If we are not celebrating Valentine's Day, there are other times that we celebrate our love. Your love should never go uncelebrated and unrecognized. So if you are canceling Val's Day, you need to schedule other days. So to answer your question, if you're a woman that you know your fate, you're not going to get upset because you know whether you're getting a gift or not. And it's not because your partner just said, I won't get you a gift, forget about it. It's because you've sat down to have a discussion and you have agreed on what to do. And then again, Valentine's Day should never be the only time that you celebrate your love. If you let Valentine's Day go, that's fine. But for sure, the rest of the year, there should be some days in there that you will use to celebrate your love. And how you celebrate should be discussed by both parties. I know some women would assume that my husband should know what to do, or those men who want to celebrate to be like, my wife should know what to do. Please, nobody can read anybody's mind. Maybe when we go to heaven, we can read minds. But on this side of heaven, we cannot read minds. So let's discuss it. Let's agree. Are we celebrating or we are not celebrating? And if you agree to celebrate, put effort into it. Don't let it be an afterthought. Don't run to the grocery store last minute on Valentine's Day and grab some roses that are about to die and bring it home and say that, honey, this is your Valentine gift. You will cause more troubles than if you hadn't done that. So if you've decided to celebrate, plan ahead. Let your actions or whatever you get your spouse on Valentine's Day represent the love that you have for them. If you do a shoddy work, you are communicating that your love is pretty shoddy. But of course, we know that's not the case. So let your words match your actions. Show how much you love your spouse. Aminikwe says, is it best to discuss gift, or do we allow the men to surprise us? I'm laughing because your husband just asked a question that is similar. For me, discuss any day. Discuss any day. But you see, sometimes a little bit of surprise is nice. So instead of saying that this year, get me ABC, you can say that these are the top 10 things that I would like to receive. And out of those 10 things, let the price range be varied. You know your partner's pocket. Nobody will tell you whether he can afford or not. You know your partner, or you should know your partner's pocket, or at least you can make a good guess, right? Should be expensive ones, cheaper ones. Give him 10 items, give her 10 items, pick from it. Discussion is good. Pastor Favor, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Pastor Favor says, let's just say I forgot, but the next day it's 50% off. It's all love. Pastor Favor, I know you. For sure, you are just trying to be mischievous, right? We said that if you agree to celebrate Valentine's Day, do not do shoddy work, do not do last minute work. Doing it the day after when it's 50% off. If you did that to me, my interpretation would be that your love for me is low cost, it's discount love. Because by giving a gift, you are communicating something. So if you give 50% off gifts, you're trying to be cheap. But if you genuinely know that your partner's pocket is not that good, it's all love, that one you can understand. But if you know that the account can do better than that, and they bring that kind of gift 50% off, that's even more hurtful than not getting a gift. My brother, my sister, if you don't want to get a gift, it's not by force. Call your partner. Please, this Valentine Day, I'm not seeing top. I won't do it. Of course, your partner will know that you're not putting effort into celebrating your love, right? But at least you're being honest about it. Auntie Vivian says, I agree with you. Thank you very much for that validation. At least be upfront about it. Don't go and wait and get discounted gifts. That is not fair. And that speaks bad about the love that you have. Don't miscommunicate your love. Say it right. Say it well. Make yourself proud. Make Jesus proud. Mr. Nikwe says, how can we avoid women from comparing Valentine's gifts with friends? Mr. Nikwe is on the women's case. Okay. What I'll say is that it is a very big show of immaturity to compare your gifts with your friends. Some friends that will come and tell you they had big gifts. They could have bought it for themselves, so you don't know. But at the end of the day, if you are celebrating Valentine's Day, you are celebrating with your loved one. So the gift should be between the two of you. In fact, I find it awkward when people show off their gifts, but it's their life. As adults, you can choose to do whatever you want. But when you get to the point of comparing gifts, comparison kills. Comparison will steal your joy. It's immaturity. Celebrate your own love. Celebrate it your own way. In fact, somebody said that the wife gets angry anytime he buys her a gift because the wife is complaining that he's just wasting their savings. He should leave the money in the savings account and stop using it to be buying gifts. Everybody and what they love. So if you are going to be comparing gifts, you will be making you'll be comparing oranges to apples. You don't know what is going on in their life. And one thing that we should also be careful of. Sometimes when people are buying big gifts, very, very big gifts, sometimes they're trying to cover something. Sometimes they are guilty of something. I'm just going to leave the thoughts there. You think about it. So the size of the gift does not matter. It is the thought that counts. And you should also be reasonable about your finances to know that, for where our finances is, this gift is reasonable. Your love is there for the rest of your life. So you cannot use one Valentine's Day to decide the gift. Please don't go comparing. It's immaturity. Don't do it. Okay, somebody also, Sister also says it's not the gift, but the thought and the person it comes from. Yes, those of you comparing gifts, Sister Elsie is telling you, it's not the gift, but the thoughts. Even the how that the person presented the gift, the wrapping paper, and the fact that he did not buy it or she did not buy it 50% off, Pastor Favor. The person did not buy it 50% off. And the person did not buy it on Valentine's Day, such that when he got there, he was left with the ones that were slightly disfigured. It's the thought in the person. You see, there's an African proverb that says that a loved one gives what a loved one has. Let me say it in PSA. Near a war odon sem ena odema. And here is where the rest of the year comes. If you know and you know and you know that your partner really loves you, what they give you on Valentine's Day is just icing on the cake. It doesn't really represent the love they have for you, because they've shown you over and over and over that they love you. So sometimes when people are disappointed about their Valentine's gift, it's because that the whole year through, the partner is not showing the love properly. So they are using Valentine's Day as a last resort to see their fate. How is the love doing? Because the whole year is not working well. Valentine's Day is last. Let's see where we stand. So please do not compare gifts. Whatever your partner gives you, keep it private. Let it be between the two of you. But if you will make it public too, that's your business. But when people, the social media business, when you put stuff out there, you're opening yourself up to everything. So if you have the heart for it, put yourself out there. When they bash you, take it calmly and go and sleep. When you compare gifts, you are putting yourself at risk, because either you feel big and think, oh, I had the biggest present of all, I had the best present of all, or you will feel bad by thinking, oh, my gift was worse. Whichever way, whether you're feeling bad or you're feeling big, it's still wrong. You're not celebrating gift sizes. You're celebrating the love that the two of you have. And the only thing you should be comparing is that the way that we loved each other last year, do we love each other more or we love each other less? It should all be about the two of you and the love that you have for each other. That's what the Bible said. Forsaking all others, it's just about the two of you. So if you choose to celebrate Valentine's Day, make it about just the two of you. Just the two of us. Enjoy and put in the effort. Do not go and get 50% off. Don't do that. Usually the 50% off is the ones that people don't like and it's not selling. Nobody bought it. So people don't like it anyway. So they are reducing to clear. Don't get that one. I know Pastor Favor was joking. She will get her gift ahead of time. That lady got skills. Yeah. So I hope next year you will know your fate before the day comes. It is not on Valentine's Day that you're going to think, hey, will I get a gift? Will I not a gift? I hope you would know your fate before the day comes. And that is because you will put in the work. Please, it is not easy to celebrate love. And when you are celebrating love and you are not making the effort, it's as if somebody is forcing you to love your partner. And the truth of the matter is, it's not like Valentine's Day is the day to show how much you love your partner. It's a culmination of everything you've been doing the whole year. But at least if you will do it, put the effort into it. Let your partner know that you love them. Let your gift speak something. Every day cannot be a special day because life goes on and life is not always rosy. But that one day or that few days in a year that you choose to celebrate your love, please make it count. Please make good memories. Marriage is not only about taking care of the children, working hard to make money, cooking and cleaning and driving the children around. Once in a while, the two of you need to bond. So if you choose Valentine's Day, use it well. If you don't choose Valentine's Day and you choose any other days or day, make it work. But at least don't impose your wishes on your partner. The two of you cannot celebrate your love on different days. How can we celebrate one love on different days or in two different ways? We should both agree. Are we celebrating? Yes, let's do it. Are we celebrating? No. Okay, we won't do it. But even outside of that, if you won't celebrate Valentine's Day, no problem. You still have to make it a point that at some point during the year, you will pause and celebrate the love that the two of you share well. And both of you are going to participate fully. If you are not pulling your weight, your partner will, of course, feel that you do not care, or you are being like a Jessica about the love. You are acting like they are forcing you to love them. It's the little things that speaks volumes to your partner. You may not hate your partner, but the way you are acting may be communicating that you hate your partner, or you don't respect them, or you take them for granted, or you don't see their importance. It may not be true, but your actions may be communicating that. So if that is not what you're trying to communicate, then I beg you, change your attitude. Please change your attitude. If you won't celebrate Valentine's Day, it's not a big deal. Find other days. As for the love, it must be celebrated by the two of you, by whichever means the two of you decide to celebrate. So if you don't want Valentine's Day, good. But still, the celebration must come. Because guess what? When the children are old and they leave your house, or if you don't even have children, as you grow older and their body shape is gone, and your nice strength is gone, and all the things that made love sweet is gone, what will be left are the good memories that you created all along your journey of marriage. So this is where time would allow us. Thank you so much for your contributions. Hey, Pastor Favor says someone owes her. This matter, it will not end here today. I'll help you go collect it. I thank you for your contributions. It's been awesome. Thank you for keeping the questions coming. Thank you for spending this time with me. And so until God willing, next week, 6 p.m. Central Time, let's meet again and talk marriage. But until then, God bless your marriage and have a blessed week. Bye-bye.